The Alcaraz hype is real. And to be fair, for good reason. What a win from Carlos Alcaraz, beating Carreno Busta in straight sets 6-3, 6-2. Bring up the score now. And look, he is going from strength to strength. Barcelona has been completely, where it was completely, ruined by rain, to be perfectly honest with you, the tournament. But what happened is Alcaraz ended up playing 2 matches in one day because of the rain. So he played Alex de Minaur, which, by the way, he saved match points against Alex de Minaur. Just want to say, honorable mention to him. What a really good tournament for the Australian. And he seems to have, I think, turned a corner, to be fair, and seems to be continually improving. I think it's just a matter of time until he hits the top 20 for me. But for Alcaraz, at 18 years of age, he wins Barcelona almost at exactly the same time and age that Rafa Nadal did. And on top of that, he breaks into the top 10 as well, exactly like Nadal did when he won Barcelona at that age. Yes, they're not exactly the same player. And look, I think style-wise as well, they are different. But the parallels are there to be drawn because not just because he's Spanish, it's just because of the age. And there just seems to be this feeling of almost deja vu around Alcaraz in terms of taking the same and similar steps to Nadal at that age. So it's incredible to see. I don't think this suddenly makes him the favorite for Roland Garros. And if you want to hear my thoughts on that, you can check out my video, which I'll be releasing tomorrow, my Roland Garros power rankings for the ATP side, and a separate video for the WTA. Before we get into this, though, please do remember to smash the like button as well and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. The support's been great so far. We are on the road to 3K subs, and then from there, pushing on to 5K. I'm not getting ahead of myself. We're going to do it. It's been great, the start to this channel, and we're continually growing, so do help us out. If you are also interested in supporting the channel, you can on our Discord. Our Discord, you can, by checking out and getting involved in discussions, but also on our Patreon as well. Do become a Patreon, and there's some cool perks on there as well. Right. Carlos Alcaraz in straight sets. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, after beating Alex de Minaur, I was talking to JG from the Game to Love podcast, and I said to him, we were both talking about it, and I just thought, look, he could realistically cramp up at any point in the match. And if he was going to win, I said he'd need to win quickly. And he did, to be fair to him. He won in 1 hour and 7 minutes. 6-3, 6-2. It goes to a third set. I think it becomes increasingly difficult for him. I know he's so young and he looked like he had so much energy left. So maybe he would have been fine. But just to play that amount of tennis and just the lactic acid building up your muscles. I know he had a 3-hour break in between. He would have had intensive massages, potentially an ice bath, some food, etc. But it's a lot. It's a lot. He's played a lot of tennis as well. He looks all strapped up. I think his team should tell him to take a rest. I'm not sure what the turnaround is, but I think he should have this week off. And then I'm not sure, does Madrid start next week? It might do. So we'll see. But I think he needs to realistically just play Madrid and Rome, and then that's it. I don't think he should play anything else, and potentially even miss one if he doesn't have any points to defend, because you just feel that he wants to peak at the right time at Roland Garros, and the best players, like your Djokovic's, like your Nadal's, they peak for the Grand Slams. And look, he will be really happy winning this 500, and he adds another ATP 500 to his collection. But really, he wants to be adding Grand Slams at some point, and he does have the game for it. I think he can be competitive enough. We'll see how he gets on this year. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think he may be going deep in one of the tournaments, one of the Grand Slams this year. Whether he wins it or not remains to be seen. Pablo Carreno Busta played well in spurts. I think, look, he also played early in the day, but it was a straight set victory over Schwartzman. I think he is what he is at the moment. At this stage of his career, Pablo Carreno Busta, I don't see him improving an incredible amount now from this point until the end of his career. I know, look, a lot of players can do, and I think the elite definitely do. Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, they all have, especially Nadal and Djokovic. But at his level where he's kind of been top 10, top 20 for a long period of time, I think, look, when he's turns it on, he's a handful for anyone, but I don't see big improvements in his game. Maybe it's just because I don't watch him a lot that I don't see it. But for me, there's always going to be that great determination he has. He's got the great in-to-win forehand, which is great on clay because you need that, especially as a 1+ shot on clay. But there's just something about him where he's quite good at everything, but not quite elite in one specific criteria for me or skill set. And that's why I don't think he will be a Grand Slam challenger. He made a Grand Slam semi, but I think that's his ceiling. Could be wrong. You never know. But look, a very, very solid opponent. And I don't think he should be taken lightly, but I also don't think he's going to be someone who is a generational talent. Whereas Alcaraz, you can see the difference. And he's only 18 years of age, but the way he bossed PCB was frightening, to say the least. Winners left, right, and center. It's just the ease that he finds. It's just easy power. Easy power on forehand, and not just forehand, but backhand as well. And that is what is even more impressive, is that he's able to crunch the ball as well as he is on the backhand side. And not just that, the great thing that he has is that he's not just a ball basher. He has great variety in his game already at such a young age. He's able to hit the whipping forehand, almost Nadal-esque, when he needs to, or hit it more defensively with more coverage. And he can also flatten it out. Same on the backhand side. He can slice. He can hit the drop shot, which has been phenomenal throughout the whole week, to be perfectly honest with you. And of course, he's got that great lob. The serve is coming along. The first serve, he hits his spots quite nicely, starting to more and more anyways. And the second serve, okay, yeah, can be worked on a little bit as well. So the serve is the biggest thing for me. Likes to come to the net as well when he can do. I think he's a good volleyer. Something, again, I'm sure he can improve on, but he's got great touch and feeling in around the net. We'll see how good a volley he is when he starts facing the top competition, right? But the fact that he beat Tsitsipas in a fantastic match, I think it was 41 winners to 99 forced errors, is absolutely preposterous. He is playing some inspired tennis. And actually, it's not inspired. It's just him. It's just the way that he plays. It's just how good he is. And I think we're right to be excited about him because as long as he stays fit and healthy, even, it's going to be really, really tough. Really, really tough for the other opposition, the other youngsters coming through. I think, to be perfectly honest with you, by the time that Nadal and Djokovic retire, if they retire, say, maximum, I think, in 5 years' time, I don't think we're going to see them for that long, but let's say they retire in 5 years' time, Alcaraz will be 23. He'll still be pretty young. Can you imagine how good he might be? Now, I don't think that actually Tsitsipas and Zverev, they're at that age now. Alcaraz is almost at Zverev, Tsitsipas, Medvedev's level. He's not far off. He's not there yet. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. He's the number 9 in the world. He's broken into top 10. Unbelievable feat. But he hasn't won a Grand Slam like Medvedev. He hasn't won multiple Masters tournaments like Tsitsipas and Zverev. He hasn't made a final like Tsitsipas and Zverev. So he's not at that level yet. The eye test tells you he's at that level. But until he has, the results, until he has the accomplishments, you can't put him in that bracket yet. And I think that's fair enough. He's very young, so of course, he'll just say, well, I don't have the experience because I'm so young, I haven't had the opportunity. But this year, I think we'll see. We'll see. Can he replicate what Nadal has done at that age? He seems to be following similar footsteps. We'll see. It's just, he's so exciting to watch. He really is. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing him at Roland Garros in the rest of the clay court swing. I actually don't think clay is his best surface. I think the faster the court, probably the better for him. And I think he'll enjoy playing at Wimbledon as well. The biggest thing there will be his movement and how well he's able to move on that surface. But his game, he has a game for the grass. And I think he'll enjoy the US Open. And look, in Australia as well, I think he'll enjoy that as well next year. But Roland Garros, I think he has the tools to be competitive there. He's an all-court player, no doubt. So it'll be intriguing to see how he pans out. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. A great win for him. He adds another title after, of course, winning Miami not too long ago as well. A lot of people were doubting him after the Monte Carlo Masters loss to Casper Ruud, but he had just won the Miami Masters, right? Like he was probably feeling it a little bit, had a little bit of a hangover. Came into this, looked good, some fantastic wins, and I have to say he was clutch as well against Alex de Minaur, because the fact that he was so close and the fact that he ended up winning is a sign of a truly, truly mentally great player. And he's done a similar thing against Tsitsipas, for example, in the US Open last year. He's just that type of player, it seems. He really thrives under the pressure. Who does that remind you of? Anyways, thanks very much, guys, for tuning in. Please do remember to smash the like button, please, if you haven't done so already. And do also subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you click the notification bell as well to get alerted to all the new videos. We are on all podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts as well. If you are interested in football, we also have a separate channel for football called QualityShot Football. The link is in the description of this video as well. So do check that out. If you're interested, subscribe as well. And yeah, enjoy if you like football content. Apart from that, that's all from me. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.